The purpose of this resource is to provide guidance for utilizing scaffolds that are embedded in your EL Education District curriculum. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students towards greater independence and understanding during the learning process. It is a temporary support that acknowledges what students already know, the barriers they will face in achieving new learning goals, and the instructional support that will benefit them in negotiating these barriers. Throughout this learning opportunity, we'll focus on examples of scaffolds that already exist within EL education lessons using Lesson 8 from Grade 4, Module 2, Unit 1. An EL Education Scaffold Overview document for elementary ELA grades 2 through 5 can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. Please refer to this document for additional supports as you plan. The lesson components listed on the slide are where you can locate embedded scaffolds within lessons and will be highlighted throughout this presentation. In this lesson, students listen to new pages of the book Venom read aloud. They focus on interpreting a diagram to help them understand the text. Students will also use affixes and roots to help them determine the meaning of unfamiliar words by analyzing an excerpt from Fight to Survive. Keep in mind that the suffix ity is a particularly difficult suffix to define. Help students by looking at examples of root words and then adding on the suffix ity. Plug the root word and the word with the suffix added into sample sentences and discuss how the meaning changes. For example, use the base word active and the word activity that has the suffix added. Plug both of these words into a model sentence and discuss the change in meaning. For children who are still not fluent in English, the end-of-unit assessment can be overwhelming. Help these students by arming them with an effective strategy to tackle complex text without necessarily reading every word. Have them first read the headings, the captions, and look at the pictures to figure out the topic. Then have them go back to the text and scan to find important words about the topic that they already know. Then go back and read the first sentence of each paragraph. It may be helpful to highlight this sentence to make sure that the learner's attention is drawn to it. At this point, the student can answer any questions asked about the text, referencing the text as necessary. Remember, the goal of differentiation is to modify the grade level tasks so that all students have access to the same content. Do this by providing shorter passage to students that might need them. This allows students to learn along with their peers, while also providing necessary differentiation in length of the text rather than the complexity. This section offers differentiation opportunities for individual students. Effective differentiation is built on a foundation of engaging, relevant, student-friendly learning targets that clearly define expectations for learning. These learning targets remain consistent amongst all students in the classroom, regardless of the differentiation presented to the learner. EL promotes the practice of differentiating the process through which students may arrive at the learning targets instead of modifying the target itself. For example, a teacher may choose to have a mini language dive of the key sentence from the text. They inject neurotoxic venom into their prey as well as their enemies with stingers on their rear ends. Talk about the meaning of the parts of the sentence by asking guiding questions. The more vocabulary a student is exposed to during learning, the more likely it is for that student to become a better reader. EL lessons point out academic and domain-specific vocabulary that is taught in each lesson. These words should be recorded on a class word wall for students to refer back to throughout the module. Scaffolding is an instructional method that progressively moves students towards greater independence and understanding during the learning process. Refer to the EL Education Scaffold Overview for grades 2 through 5 for additional resources that may provide further support when planning for and implementing instruction. As a reminder, additional resources and professional learning videos can be found in Learning Central under the appendix within each grade level module and in the teacher planning tools for your grade level curriculum. If you need more assistance with differentiating scaffolding lessons, you may wish to reach out to the experts in your building, the ESL teacher, special education specialists, the intervention team facilitators, or contact the central office coordinating teachers assigned to your school for support.